Hello and welcome to episode 5 already. A handful of episodes. Oh well, it is a beautiful morning, probably the last morning of spring that we're going to witness for now in our first season. And I'm not sure why I'm holding an axe in my hand, I'm sorry. But yeah, this is the view from our home. I think there are definitely worse views out there. Overviewing the lake and having these beautiful berry bushes and the trees. I think it's really quaint. And we don't have all that much time though to enjoy the view because we need to get on with things. Wait, first of all I need some breakfast, I think. Yes. And to celebrate the last day of the season, we're going to enjoy the last oat roll that we have. Lovely. Now. Oh. The wizard again has come very close to check on us. I'm sure they're curious what is happening here. I am just very happy that they never actually dare to cross the river. I mean, it's not really even a river, right? If we look at it, it's really just like a waterbed. Very small. It's not as if it would be any trouble for them to cross here. It's really just a very small step. And it's not that deep to begin with. But anyway, I still do not... Oh. Hello. Yeah, I still don't want to run into them. So we are going to make just a little circle. And keep an eye on them. And just stay on the other side of the river. Where it is safe. Relatively. Kind of. Oh, hello dear. So yes, we're going to try and... Maybe we're gonna try and hunt, yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, if I'm looking at this guy here, he has no idea what's coming for him. But okay, actually he has an idea. Somehow. Now what's gonna happen is, once I manage to hit one of these beautiful animals with an arrow, they're gonna start running. But if I hit them in the right spot, they will also start bleeding. And eventually they're gonna bleed out, and then they're gonna die. Now, I know this sounds not very nice, but that is how it works. And this is what we would have to do. And also, yeah, sneaking up on them is really not that easy, but then sometimes they just walk right at you. And you hit two at once. Very nice. And I think this one is even bleeding. And now she's running everywhere. Oh, hi. Ah. Yeah, but she's also running towards the Vizans, and I don't really want to follow her there. Oh, hi. More targets to practice on. Well, she's just going to keep running around, I think, because she's in pain. And meanwhile, we are going to look out for other targets that present themselves to us. If we just stand still, they are eventually going to come towards us. Is that her? You're going to come back? Where's she going? She's definitely in distress. Understandable. I would be too if I was shot with an arrow, but... Okay, I'm not sure anymore which one is which. And I'm also not sure anymore that they're actually bleeding. Let's try to get closer to that one here. No, don't. That was not a great hit, but it was a hit nonetheless. And here goes the other one. That was a hit. I know that because she starts running again. Now, the thing is, this area is tricky. Not only are the wizards right over there, but then just a little bit further over here are wolves. And I know this because, well, I've lived here before, let's say. Yeah, this one is definitely hurt. It sounded very close. Now they're just all in distress, I think. I hear them, but I see nothing. That one was close. Aha! No. It's you again. You get one too. Everyone is curious what's happening, and so they all come in to check. And then they get another arrow. Okay, now I have only 11 arrows left. I can collect them again every time I miss, which apparently happens a lot. I can get the arrows back. That's very good. You just need to remember that you can do that. Oh, hi. You again. I don't think that hit. So many deers here. Okay. Now I just remembered actually, I had another quest where I needed to gather leather. And I'm pretty sure that killing a deer gives you leather. Oh no, that's a wizard. I almost aimed for the wrong target. Target acquired, and I missed. No. Oh, there's the other one. That was a new one. We're just trying our luck. Oh, there comes another one back. I don't think that hit. This one is definitely suffering. Oh, he died. Yeah, that was a little optimistic. Okay, Wizen, please don't bother me now. I need to really just get my arrows back and then get the meat. And the leather. Let's hope that we get enough. Yes, 6 leather. Perfect. And even a deer skull. Which we don't really need, but I guess we can sell it. Now, where are the other ones that I heard? I don't want them to die and for me to not notice. Where did they run to? You can hear them. So you can kind of follow their noises. Their screams of desperation. Ha 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 ha. Yes, it's a cruel business, I know. Hello. Yes, come to daddy. Okay, there goes another one. Plenty of meat. And a new level for hunting. Let's see, what do we have? Hunting knowledge, steady hand, steady aiming with ranged weapons. I mean, I'm doing okay for now. 25% lost noise while sneaking, that would be nice. Or the more experience gained from hunting activities. Those are the choices that we have. Choices, choices, choices. The thing, of course, is the amount of skill points that you can actually get is limited. So let's take this hunting skill tree. You are not able to get all of these skill points. There's no way. They're not enough skill points that you will get. So you definitely have to think, which ones do you want? Now, as I'm going to hunt for now myself, this would be quite useful to have a more steady hand. Let's see what the next thing is actually. Tracking animals in inspector mode, very, very useful. Predator, faster movement. I think this is more, if you know how to position yourself, then you don't really need this. 15% chance to extract additional resources. Amazing. Great. Super useful. Slower durability loss of weapons. The funny thing, of course, is this is a skill that you can acquire only after a certain time, right? You can see this goes quite further down or further up on the tree, depending on how you want to look at it. And sort of by the time that you get here, especially when you reach like level 2 or even 3 of this, it honestly doesn't even matter that much, because by then it will be quite easy for you to replenish the bow yourself. You will have the resources, or you should have the resources by then. So I think this is less useful, for example. Right? And so you really have to think about what you are going to put your skill points. And it's not just that you're going to go down the list and go, yep, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. No, you have to really think. So I am actually going to go with probably steady hand. I mean, 10%. No, you know what? I think this is more useful for now. Maybe we're not going to increase this further, but yeah, definitely going to go for the tracker skill. And then the careful hunter. But the next is probably going to be steady hand. Maybe, I mean, prowler is not bad. We will see. And what else have we unlocked? Herbalist's hut, I guess. Yeah, we don't really have anything else. Right. Now, I think there might still be... Excuse me? What? Why is there a wolf here suddenly? How random is that? Well, I mean, it makes sense. The wolf, they are sometimes crossing the river in order to hunt the deer. Because that's what they're meant to be doing, of course. But I'm here. I got here first, so back off. I have 9 arrows left, so... Okay, 10. Technically. Could I win against the wolf? Maybe. If I keep a distance, yeah, if I don't let them come to me, then maybe. But in a head-to-head confrontation, no, not really. I don't have enough health points, I don't think. And of course, I also don't have any kind of armor to protect myself. Ooh. That might be one of the deer that we've already hit. He's rather close to the wizard, but... I think that is okay. And down she goes. Wow. Don't mind me, I'm just gathering what I have hunted. The cool thing is, when you are skinning the animal, you will automatically pick up the arrows as well. That is very useful. So now what we can do is, first of all, we're going to fry the meat that we have just acquired, because this is going to feed Berta for the next few weeks. He doesn't know that yet, but I know. And then I think we're going to go back to Dobroniega and provide her with the rye that she so desperately wanted. Yeah, so while we wait, as you can see now, we are doing much better. Technically, the next two things that I need, but this is a bit complicated. So we need buckets in order to fill them with water to provide our villagers, or Berta for now, with drinking water. But I am not allowed to build a workshop. I have built all the buildings that I'm allowed to build for now. Build. I'm also not allowed to build a well, which I would need to actually have someone get the water for me. Otherwise, I would have to do it myself. Now, the good thing is, once you have a few buckets, you can reuse them, of course. Once they're empty, they will go back into the cycle, and then you can refill them with water. But they will lose durability in the process. So that is somewhat realistic, right? It would not have made sense, I don't think, to, I don't know, have the buckets magically disappear along with the water that is consumed. So that is one neat thing. So once you have sort of a loop of buckets as well in the system, you can keep reusing them for a certain amount of time. All right. 32 meat, here we go. We're going to keep some roasted meat for ourselves, and the rest we're going to give to Berta. And then we can see here, from these 3 buckets of water, one has lost 3 amounts of water in it, or 3 units, whatever you want to call them, and also lost a bit of durability, 3%, which is really not much. She probably is a very careful woman and, you know, treats the buckets with care, because she knows how expensive they are, I hope. Now we're going to drop here, I don't know, 25. Yeah, that's going to last her quite for a while. Probably for longer than the actual water. And then, well, actually now I'm thinking, the leather, where did I need to bring the leather to? To Racimir. Yeah, and this quest would actually expire after the season. The other one, I think, does not. Yes. So I think we're going to go deliver the leather. Deliver the leather. And then maybe it is time to move into summer. And now if I was a cool YouTuber, I would say, let me know what you guys think in the comments. But then I will already have done it anyways. I'm not gonna wait. Yeah, it's a very different. Usually I live stream, or I used to live stream on Twitch, and of course then you have a direct input, and you can actually ask people in the chat, hey, what do you think we should be doing now? On YouTube that is much more difficult, so you have to kind of plan ahead, which granted I'm not very good at. And it is really not how I usually play. I mean, I don't really map out like, oh, what I'm going to do next. Like, I do just whatever I feel like. And oftentimes I make the wrong choice and I end up shooting myself in the knee. Where is this Racimir? Is she in here? Is this your house? Is this your house? Hey.
Good day.
Racimir, you already look like a grown-ass man. But you are 14 apparently.
So long.
Is this your mother? Oh, this is your mother. Here's the leather. Okay, she's in a hurry. Well, that's... Is that your mother? She's not very nice, is she? Anyway. Okay. Where else could we go to explore a bit? Actually, I have never really gone on this path, I don't think. Because there are two ways that you can walk. Here. Here, as you see, you can go here. And I've never really walked here. I wonder what is here. Maybe there's something. Like a card that has fallen over or something? Anything? No. There is nothing. Never mind. This is actually a big card. Wow. What is in here? A clay bowl? Oh, well. Okay, we'll take it. Just because it's free. But also there's cherry wine. Hello. Jackpot. That's not bad. This was a wine delivery that obviously failed. Probably they ran into a deer. Okay, now we're gonna go back and we're going to sell all this good wine. And maybe if we're lucky, that should be enough to increase our diplomacy skill. And then once we've done that, we can actually go home, talk to Berta, which we haven't done yet today. And now that I think about it, so another benefit would be if we decided that Berta would be the woman for us. That would mean that she can move in with us. And that means we would have a complete house to spare. The advantage would be if I move her or if I allow her to move in with a different guy, then they would randomly have a baby and I don't know when. If she becomes my wife, then I can decide, you know, because I'm the one that has to actually do the thing. I can decide when. I mean, she's gonna maybe influence me or try to, but anyway. Inga. Not sure you look like 18, but that's fine. So here's some cherry wine. I mean, clay cup, clay jug. I don't think I need them. But, oh, right, the deer skull. Even two of them. The wine. Another wine bottle. Should I keep the wine bottle? Maybe. And now we're quite rich, actually. But we still have not increased our diplomacy skill. That's strange. I would think that we've sold enough already, but okay, maybe not. Now, I mean, effectively, the only thing we are producing right now is wood. But the amount of wood that we are producing is definitely not something... I mean, first of all, you don't really get that much. You can turn the wood into something else and then sell that. I think one of the sort of popular methods is a wooden spoon. Probably because it doesn't require that much material to begin with. But, I mean, first of all, I don't have a workshop. And second, I don't know, what are they going to do with all these spoons? I'm assuming they have them. I don't feel comfortable selling them that. What I usually like to do is I make something out of leather. You can make a simple bag. Which actually reminds me, eventually we should maybe plant our first field. Yeah, right here. Right at the spot that I'm looking at. This is relatively flat. and quite suitable. Doesn't have to be very big. Yeah. The downside is I don't have any of the tools required yet. And I also don't have any fertilizer. So I'd have to buy the seeds and the fertilizer, which would probably cost at least half of the money that we have. Maybe more. Doesn't even matter what I'm planting. So maybe... And even if I would grow flax or something, I could then... I wouldn't be able to make anything out of it. I don't even have the sewer's hut. Oh, Berta. Have you already stopped working? You're just pacing around, huh? How are you doing?
How is life treating you?
Life? I don't know. Today it's been kind, I would say. But how are you doing, beautiful? In my home, the best remedy for a common cold was always a broth made with chicken bones and herbs. What about you? That's 3 affection only. I use this method as well, but next time maybe you should try an onion syrup. It can work wonders. That woman is smart. Definitely smart. Did you know, did you know that in some places they conduct what is called a divorce by combat? To even up the chances, the husband stands in a hole up to his waist, with one of his arms tied behind his back. That was a banger. That sounds so absurd that it simply must be true. And then number 3. Do you know what a pig that ran into a bush is called? A hedgehog. No, I like this one better. Do you know why bears would never use swords? Because they always fight with their bare hands. It's good that they don't. Using weapons would make them even more barbaric. A real force to be reckoned with.
Good luck.
Good luck to you too. That was enough for today. But finally we have increased our diplomacy skill. Let's see. What can we do with that? 1 point. So we can gain more dynasty points. We can become charming, which would help us to win her heart if we decided so. This one is the real interesting one, the barter skill. The earlier you unlock this, the better. I think we're just going to go with this one for now as well. 5% is 5%. I mean, yeah. We're going to do that. And then... Can I actually... No, I cannot do that. You cannot do that with a clay jug as well. I thought you could maybe fill this with water, but you cannot drag it into your inventory, so you can't fill it with anything. So we can eat some meat. And get rid of the bottle, I guess. Yes. And then, again, the big question is, do we change the season now? Do I forfeit the chance to lay out my first field? But I mean, I have nothing. Literally nothing. Actually, no, because a field, I think, counts as a building. And I am not able to build any other buildings for now. I think. I could try. Let me see. We go to our designated first field area. And then try here. Oh no, apparently it doesn't count as a building. Well, okay then. In that case, let me grab a wooden hoe. I mean, craft one. Apparently I've unlocked something else. Let me put this on to this. Kitchen! We can now build a kitchen. Okay, we're just going to repair this field. So I guess we are staying another... Oh, we're staying another day in spring. So grubbing up the fields is always a little bit clunky. Now, especially if you do this in the dark, which I wouldn't recommend normally. Also because I don't even know which direction I'm going. Oh, unfertilized. This is already unfertilized. Where's the rest? Not grubbed up. Okay, now we're going in blind. Unfertilized. Not grubbed up. Wait, what? Aha. Food storage. Already unlocked. That's quick. Yeah, I don't see anymore where I am. So now I'm trying to... let me see. Okay, these have not been grubbed up yet. Is that it? Are we done? I cannot really tell. You know what? It's fine for now. Let's just grab some water and then call it a night. Yes, yes, you need to drink something, I know. Ooh. Wizards in the dark. My arch enemies. I am dirty. Thank you. I love it when the game calls me dirty. Please don't rain. Please don't rain. Please don't rain. Ah. Another sunny day. In the valley. Amazing. So now we can finally finish this field. Was that the only spot? No, it's not. Now we're done. Yeah, now the sticks have disappeared. So now this field is how big? We can check here. Our first field. This is 4 by 7. So that means we need 28 fertilizer. No building farm shed. Yes, I know, but who cares? Do I need a farm shed? No, I don't. Do I? No, that's only if I want to have people do this. Well, okay, the barn, yes, I would need a barn, that's true, but... Well, we can get a barn. Am I right, Berta? Where are you? Berta? I can hear her walking. I haven't seen anything. Berta? Is she leaving me? Oh, not again. Oh, you are cleaning. Oh, great.
How do you do?
Good morning. What's new? I adore your hair. Sure, why not? No, I admire your honesty. Oh, +7. Lying is taking the easy way out, in my opinion. I agree 100%. You are very sophisticated. I like that. What is this stuff? Sometimes the world just seems pointless, barren. I want to bleed just to know if I'm still alive. That's a song. Isn't that Iris by Google Dolls? Am I gonna get copyright struck just by mentioning the name of the song? I don't know. Is she sophisticated? I mean, she's a hard worker. I guess that means she is sophisticated, right? Oh. She's not. In her own mind, she's not sophisticated. Okay, think about what I've said. Yeah, goodbye. That did not go very well. But, I mean, as we all know, communication between people is hard. And sometimes you will just say not the right things. That is not a problem. You will forgive me. Because I feed her. That's how that works. Now we're gonna go. And... wait. Actually, firewood. I am overproducing on firewood, am I not? So technically I could sell some. I do not know how much it sells for, actually. Firewood. 0.9, that's not really worth it. Plank goes for 2. Nah, it's not worth selling wood at all. And bronze shearing scissors, however, I think that's a different topic. That's something we can sell. So now we go. What I want to plant, I think, is flax seeds. I think that's what I want to go for. Now, luckily, we don't have to contend with all the complications of setting up a field, which I think it would be fine if that was included in the game. Because, of course, in reality, people had to be quite careful with how they use the fields. They needed to consider having a rotation of crops, because different crops would have different kind of demands to the actual soil beneath. I think this has to do with the nitrogen levels, that some crops inject nitrogen and others extract it. And so if you oversaturate the ground with the nitrogen, then you will impact its ability to grow anything on it eventually. So in order to prevent that, if you have a crop rotation, you have sort of similar levels of nitrogen in the ground, and therefore the soil will not be impacted as much, and it will stay fertile. And this is not really part of the game. I think it could be, but probably the developers just decided that it was too complicated, which I can also understand. Now let's see, Mr. What's your face? Where are you? Who's the guy? Ah, here you are, Dagobert.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Only the best products here.
Yes, yes, the best product. So let me see, fertilizer. 105, I only need 28. Wow, heavy. Not as expensive as I thought. And you can have these scissors in return. And then I would like some flax seeds, 9. That's going to be more expensive. But honestly, not that bad.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. So now, we still have 500 coins. Not terrible. We actually still haven't gone to Dabroniga and given her her rye package back. Wait, how much am I going to get for that anyway? I don't even know. It doesn't even say. Okay. I think I'm probably not going to worry about that so much for now. I'm going to just focus on planting the field. The flax. And then I hope that actually fertilizing the field is going to get me over the edge so that I can build a barn. But I can only build a barn in the next season anyways. Or if I wanted to, I could not build a barn and just sell the flax like that, which I think is not really a smart move. And one could even argue that it would be even smarter to actually not plant flax, because you can't eat that, but instead build or plant a crop that you can actually feed my people off, which is true. But that's not the way that I roll. So. Anyway, now that we're back, we are going to make a simple bag. Probably 2 of them. I think that's... Maybe it's going to be sufficient, I'm not sure. And then it is time to fertilize. So we need to grab the bag. Where is it? Simple bag. Simple bag. Put it here into one of our slots. Choose. Yes, yes, yes. And then you simply right click, field, and use fertilizer. That's what you need to do first. And then you just go and throw it down. You visually see, of course, there's fertilizer applied. Quite easy to make out. And to be honest, this is one of my favorite things about the game. Because you actually get to see things grow. And you know that you've worked hard to make that happen. And then you get to harvest it. And of course, in the game, at least as far as I know, there's no such thing as any blights or any kind of parasites that could befall your crops. So they are safe. So you will always get what you have planted. Which in reality, of course, was not always the case. And that was quite dramatic for people back then. Because it could mean that if your harvest fell short, not only are you going to not be able to fulfill the demands of your serfdom. Oh, I missed. But you may even starve. And again, when we're talking about real life history, of course, there was a time, as far as I know, it began in the 15th century. The climate, wonder, oh wonder, it actually changed. Because that happens. Some people are confused by that, but that's how it is. Now we need to go over this with the hoe again. It's probably not going to survive that. So let's prepare and make a second one already. It will be replaced dynamically. And when the climate changed from warmer to colder, not only did it mean that you could grow less, but you also, people didn't know this, of course, beforehand, and so they missed out on a harvest, or maybe several. And then there was a famine all over Europe, and it impacted a lot of countries very heavily. And so yeah, I think, to me personally, I would have been completely fine to transmit some of that complexity into the game, because I feel like if you want to know what it feels like to live in a medieval village, then this is a part of it. Not just, you know, almost starving or something, but also to actually know what can happen to everything that you depend on effectively, or your crops, hunting. Because even if you go hunting, I mean, what if the animal that you are killing is actually sick and you are consuming the meat and you get sick? And you were not prepared to deal with that necessarily. Now, where is the flax? Yes, from spring to summer. Here we go. And so history has been teaching us that the medieval times, even in the high medieval times, life was still very, very difficult. And most of these circumstances are not really something that we are aware of these days, right? We think that our food grows in the supermarket. But the reality is, of course, that if we didn't have such a, you know, really, really advanced farming system developed over the thousands of years that we've been doing this, we would still be very, very susceptible to these impacts, be it a blight. And I mean, it still has an impact these days, but not really so much in the Western civilization, but in other countries for sure. And so this is still a problem that we still are have to contend with and solve. Because one thing is not going to change about our civilization. We will always require food. And that food has to come from somewhere. And for now, we still depend on growing food ourselves. There you go. I've used everything that I had. And now the flax can grow. I don't know if that is the best choice. I feel like all the other choices to maybe plant, I don't know, cabbage, onions, whatever, would have been equally good. But I just wanted to go with flax for some reason. All right. Now, while Berta is chipping away, how many oh, we also have skills to choose, right? Farming knowledge, skilled farmer. Well, this one is fairly easy, because if we look at this one, skilled farmer, 25% chance. So we have 28 different parcels on our field. So 28 times 25%, I think. That's the calculation. So there's a very, very good chance that you will definitely harvest additional crops. And the thing is, when you harvest additional crops, not only do you get extra crops, you also get extra seeds, which will allow you to plant even more in the next season for free, right? So in that sense, my little investment here into the fertilizer and the seeds will very easily and very quickly, what's the word? Immortalize themselves. I think that's the word. I like to think that I'm a native English speaker, but sometimes I'm definitely not. So anyway, 100% we're going for this skill. That seems very, very useful. The next level is even 50%. That seems a little OP in my mind. And probably RenderCube decided to go this route because they know that people eventually are not going to take care of, I don't know, 10 different fields themselves anymore. But who knows, maybe some people actually do that. So now I think it's time to move over to the next season. Wait, am I missing out on anything? No, this will survive, this quest too. So you always have to kind of check. On the top, it will always say how many seasons before this quest actually expires. Now, if it does expire, that means the quest will be marked as unsuccessful. You have to keep that in mind when you play the game. But for now, we are totally fine and we can move on to summer. Bang. And we get this cute little animation. Sometimes there are random events. Yes. Beautiful. Now, have we leveled up? No, we're still a camp. All right. Now, Berta here has already increased her skill, right? She started out with a 3. Now she's already at a 4. And now I think if we look at the numbers here, we will see that she is already making so many logs. Yeah. That's amazing. And the axe already has lost almost half its durability. That's actually quite amazing. That was only 2 days. Wow. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to try and find all the axes that are on this map hidden somewhere. All right. Now, here is the flax, which I think is ready for harvesting. No? It's actually already... That was quick. So if we grab our copper sickle, which I have already on 1. Is it gonna be enough to harvest this? What? Ah. It is a little tricky. I am definitely looking at the ground, but the ground does not seem to care all that much. Yeah, and that sickle is very quickly losing durability. We're gonna have to contend with the stone sickle, I guess. Very soon. Yeah, this is a little awkward. I don't like having to walk around in this angle, but it works. Ooh, we're out of breath already, and we have barely harvested half of this. So yeah, we already know. Stone sickle. We don't have stones. Okay, that's fine. There you go. That was a little more than half, I would say. Okay. Not terrible. Now we are going to grab some rocks. And then solve that problem very quickly. Stone sickle should be fine for the rest. I think, yeah. I can really feel though what a luxury must have been from people, for people to upgrade from something as simple as a stone tool to something actually made of metal. That must have been such a pleasure. As hard as the work still was, but animal husbandry. Why does that come up now? What did I just unlock? Oh, we can already build a hen house. Wow. Wow, that's quick. So we can have our own eggs. Hmm. Pum. Really? Well, that was very quick. Now we need rocks again. I'm not even sure it will be enough for this. No, probably it should be. One more rock, please. Berta, have you seen a rock somewhere here? No? Come on. There you go. All I wanted. Hey Berta, I'm not trying to keep you from work or anything, but how are you doing, beautiful?
How is life treating you?
Our life is, you know, I'm harvesting, so. Huh. What is death? Is it the end? The beginning? Can then be beauty in it? Should it bring sadness? Or maybe reflection? The only thing that we are certain about is that it is inevitable. Death is death. There's nothing special about it. It's just the absence of life. Okay, she's not a philosopher. Fine. I understand. We failed.
Take care.
Take care. Maybe she's not meant to be our wife. That's fine. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Now, where's my... Oh, I haven't crafted it yet. Right. And once we're done harvesting the field, we need to refertilize it for the next batch, so to say. And there you go. 211 flax. For 7 gold apiece. So roughly 500 coins just for the actual flax itself. But we don't want to do that, of course. We want to... Actually, I don't think I can go to another village's barn and split the flax myself, can I? Probably not. Okay. In that case, I think we should go to Gastovia and see what the news are. Are the Wizens still here? I'm not sure that they are. I think my arch enemies have disappeared. Hello? What is that? No, those are berry bushes. Well, okay then. Don't worry, guys. I'm not interested in hunting you. Not right now. I'm just wondering, usually there was, I think there was a chest around here, but I'm not sure where. Or maybe not exactly here. Mm-hmm. I don't see any wolves, but I know they're there. Waiting for the chance to grab themselves some human meat. I think down here by the river. Oh, here was the injured guy. Well, let's assume that he made it. He's probably fine. Oh wow. There's just nothing. There's usually random places that may kind of switch places with every season. And so there are certain spots. When you've played the game a few times, then you kind of know where they're going to spawn, potentially. And then you can kind of just walk and check those spots. And I did just then. I'm not going to spoil where it was, but there was again nothing. Which is a little disappointing. But yeah, that will be fine. Let's see what else we can find. But also, let me just really quick bring... Oh, that didn't work. Am I gonna be... Aha, here you are. I was reading Onivak. And I had gotten up until this paragraph, I think. So let's read the rest while we are walking towards Gastovia. So we remember the king was trying to find out what happens to the golden apples on his wonder tree. So after sending in his first son, the son came back empty-handed. And the king said, well, I have a second son, luckily. So how about you go and try? Maybe you will do better than your useless brother. So the second son armed himself with everything necessary and went into the garden. But he succeeded no better than his brother. Wait, there's straw here. Let me just grab... No, let's... Oh, hang on. More flax seeds. Don't mind if I take them. And some of this while I'm here. That should probably be enough to build the barn. It has a pretty big roof, actually. I don't know. I'm carrying too much. That's fine. Okay, where was I? He armed himself with everything necessary and went into the garden. But he succeeded no better than his brother, for he could not resist the desire to sleep. And when he awoke, the apple was no longer there. When his father asked him how it disappeared, he replied, "No one took it. It vanished for itself." Ooh, mead. More mead. Apple tree seedlings. Let's go. And a stick. But sadly no fancy axe. That's fine. Carry on walking. A little bit slower because now we are a little over encumbered. Is there anything we can do about that? It's probably because of the flax, yeah. No, that's just how it's gonna be for now. Now, my dearest one, take your turn, said the king to his youngest son. Although you are young and have less experience than your brothers, let us see if you cannot succeed where they have failed. If you are willing, go, and may God help you. Towards evening, when it began to be dusk, the youngest son went into the garden to keep watch. He took with him a sword and crossbow, a few well-tempered arrows, and a hedgehog skin as a sort of apron. For he thought that while sitting under the tree, if he spread the skin over his knees, the pricking of the bristles on his hands might keep him awake. And so it did. For by this means he was able to resist the drowsiness that came over him. At midnight, Onivak, the bird of fire, flew down and alighted upon the tree, and was just going off with the apple when the prince fixed an arrow to his bow and, letting it fly, struck the bird under the wing. Although wounded, it flew away, dropping one of its feathers upon the ground. That night, for the first time, the apple remained untouched upon the tree. "Have you caught the thief?" asked the king the next day. We're still walking, yeah. I need to scroll down. "Not altogether, but no doubt we shall have him in time. I have a bit of his trappings." And he gave the king the feather, and told him all that had taken place. The king was charmed with the feather. So lovely and bright was that it illumined all the galleries of the palace, and they needed no other light. The courtiers told the king that the feather could only belong to Onivak, the bird of fire. Ooh, I think there's something. The bird of fire. And that it was worth all the rest of the royal treasures put together. From that time, Onivak came no more to the garden, and the apples remained untouched. Ooh. Very nice. Yet the king could think of nothing else but how to possess this marvelous bird. At last, beginning to despair of ever seeing it, he was filled with melancholy, and would remain for hours in deep thought. Thus he became really ill, and every day continued to grow worse. One day, he summoned his 3 sons before him and said, "My dear children, you see the sad state I'm in. If I could but hear the bird Onivak sing just once, I should be cured of this disease of the heart. Otherwise, it will be my death. Whichever of you shall succeed in catching Onivak alive, and inducing him to sing to me, to him I will give half of my kingdom and the heirship to the throne." Which I think is a little weird, because the heirship would belong to one of the sons anyway, no? Anyway, we've arrived. Dabroniega, hello. Did someone order a ride delivery? Let me check my list. Everlasting youth, world peace, extinction of mosquitoes, rye, yes. Well, here you go, my beautiful lady. Racimir, you do know that flirting with a married woman is punishable by lashing, don't you? Oh. Hi, Unighost. You didn't hear anything. I didn't mean, I was just... You're too easy. And you're horrible! Did you find any problems on the way? A few, but nothing a big-time adventurer like me could not handle. I feel sorry for the slain dragons already. That's a Skyrim reference, isn't it? You should. The werewolves definitely weren't happy about it. Here's a payment, Conqueror. Oh, 200 coins, wow. Conqueror of the simple errand. I bid you farewell as a wealthy man in that case. Take care, Dabroniega. Wow. Now, Unighost is here as well, so we might as well talk to him as well. Racimir, are you getting settled? Yeah, the valley is treating me nicely so far. That is wonderful, Racimir. But you come at a poor time. My duties as a castellan await me. Of course, I understand. Is everything alright? Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. There's been a murder. Oh my, I thought things like that don't happen here too often. Because they don't. I'm just about to go to the crime scene and question the witnesses. And honestly, I don't know what to expect. Remember, everybody lies. Huh. I've actually met a limp medic once that used to say that a lot. Medic that couldn't heal himself? I'm sure he was great at his job. Jokes aside, Racimir, that's really a serious matter. I won't be able to share more stories with you at the moment, but I believe there is someone you should meet. His name is Sambor. He was one of us. The pack, I mean. Are you serious? He lives here in the valley? That's right. All of them do, actually. Here, I've marked Sambor's house on your map. You should pay him a visit. Great, I'll go there right away. But beware. Calling Sambor friendly is like calling being stung by a bee right in the tip of your manhood pleasant. Ouch. Oh, I'm sure you're exaggerating. He was part of the reminders after all. Don't say I didn't warn you. I'll be on my way then. Okay. That does not count as a quest, apparently. Now we also have to meet Alwyn. Wherever he is. But we've also gained a new skill. 10% more health, I think. Yeah, I think that's good. What else have we unlocked? Was it the simple house? Probably. That's beautiful. Anyway, I wanted to find Alwyn. He's on his field, where he should be. Okay, let me just... Okay. I am so overloaded. Crazy. I can hardly move. Mrr. Probably the best way is to store... Oh, wow. Beautiful. To store the flax for now until I can actually... Wow, that's a lot of onions. But then they do have a lot of mouths to feed. Alwyn! What's new with you? Hi. Nothing's new. My hands are full today. Not to mention my water skin is leaking, I swear. It's like it's doing it on purpose, only to make my work harder on this damn day. Well, that's too bad. Can't you just buy a new one? This one is my favorite. I'm attached to it. For you, my friend. I'll pretend that this is not disgusting at all. How can I help? To the west of here is a village where they have a sewing hut. Could you go over there and talk to the sewer to repair my water skin? Sure, that doesn't seem like trouble. I'll be back with your stinky water skin when it's repaired. To Matilda. Where is Matilda located? Oh, that's nearby where I live. Okay. I see. And that already counted as me helping my neighbors, even though I was only instructed what Alvin kind of wants me to do. That's cute. And now I need to kill 3 boars, which quite the challenge, to be honest. Now we are still a camp, but now I can build an additional 5 buildings, which is huge. Maybe that means it is time to acquire a new villager. But also I want to try kinda, can I use this barn? No. Can you help me? You look busy. What about you?
Nice to see a new face.
Yes. Can you maybe... Oh, you can buy the meat. Yes. That's heavy. And also... I don't think selling the clay cup or the jug is going to help much. And I don't really want to sell the flax. What if I sell just enough to be not over encumbered anymore? Oh wow. No, I'm not gonna sell half of that, no. It's fine. It is okay. He only travels when nobody's watching. How delightful. All right. How much coin do I have? 900. We could be cheating.
So expensive because of the taxes or what?
Yes, it's the taxes, of course. Okay, let me think. We need to build a barn. That's number one. Then we need to deliver the water skin to Matilda.
Wait until we're on the road. Oh,
Okay.
it's you again.
Yes, yes. Please take me to Denitsa. That'll cost me... Yeah, that's fine. I have the money anyway. Okay, now we need to find Matilda. Who is, for some reason, just now leaving her hut. Isn't it already quite late? Hi, my friend's water skin broke. I'm looking for someone who can repair it. I can repair it, as far as I can tell. It won't be particularly difficult, but I'm missing materials. What do you need? Maybe I can get it. I think a few leathers will do. The forest is full of wildlife. Do you think you can handle it? Yes, I can. So the game actually wants me to do the hunting. But then it wants me to hunt anyways. So how many arrows do I have? 10. I don't think that's enough. I need more arrows, yeah. Definitely. Okay. Let us just go home and finish this episode. And then the next one will be all about building a barn. Maybe building a well. Yeah, definitely building a well. And probably building a workshop. And then that will actually complete the loop. Then we have everything we need to provide the villagers with firewood, with food, and with water. In the sense that we can craft buckets and then fill these buckets with water and then provide the villagers with water. Yeah, and then I could find, I could even find a villager for hunting, but maybe I don't have to do that yet. But definitely I could then hire another villager to get the water. But it will only be for 2 people, so it's not that much. Not that much to ask. And look, this already looks like a bit of a village, doesn't it? And now that the wizards are gone, and I can't really say that I miss them, we can even move around relatively freely, at least around the lake. Which is a pretty big deal. And as it is getting dark, we will drop off all the flax here. That we can actually move normally again. Yeah, the leather that we have does not matter. Alright, I also gathered some straw. That's true. Okay, we got rid of everything. Beautiful. Now we're doing still fine in terms of water and food. And it's definitely taking shape. So if you're still watching, 5 episodes in, again, I have no idea how many this is going to be. I'm definitely trying to increase the time per episode. I'm already almost at 1.5 hours instead of barely 1 hour. So this is probably a trend that's going to continue. And at the end of the day, you know, I'm also doing this for myself. I want to see how this village kind of grows so I can sort of see how I did it. But also I want to definitely entertain any of you that are watching. And I hope it is entertaining. If it is not, well then what can I do? But anyway, let me know. I'm still and always appreciative of feedback. And so, yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, how you like this series so far, and the direction that the village is going. Even though it's not much of a direction yet, but I mean, I'm sharing the plans, and so you know what's going to happen next. And then we're going to see if we can actually survive in this valley. And also maybe find out more about the story of our Uncle Jordan. But that is for the next episode. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a lovely day and a lovely night. And see you next time.